So here we have another patch. This one's going to be the largest patch I've definitely done. You can tell, I mean, it's rusted. This whole part here is rusted. Underneath is pretty rusted. This piece is rusted. The front of it's rusted. So I am going to try and figure out how to do a patch this size. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, I don't know, 1x4, 1x5 piece here, and then just angle it down. And then, so I'm going to keep this the way it is, I think. I'm going to get my stock, just my steel stock. We'll do a nice long piece, because what I'll do here is I'll just bend it. I can probably just bend it on my knee or a vise, whatever, because this is rounded here. So I'll come down, I'll bend it on my knee here, straight down, and then we'll probably cut it right there. And then I'll have to figure out another piece here. So I'll have to weld probably 2 different sections together and place it on top. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just get this here. And then I'm going to get my stock and try and match it up to what I have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stock here, and I'm just going to measure out 1.25 inches, draw a line all the way down it, and then we can cut it from there. So I just got my line 1.25 inches, and then I'm just gonna basically guess on the rounding. So comes down to, depends on how far we want to go with this. Let's do it till let's do 9.5. All right, so you can see just how I just have this little vise on it for right now. But you can see how already I got that pretty close. All I'm gonna do is just go there, bend it a little bit, and I'm just gonna keep going back and forth until I can get this just really, really close. So right now it's almost there. So I'm just gonna keep wiggling this around and trying to get it where I need it to be. And that is just about how I want this piece to be. So now comes the fun part, right? So I'm going to trim this piece to fit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that marker, get it right on that edge. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a arrow pointing up so I know where it needs to be. Now I'm just going to trace the underside of this. And I'm going to be careful. I mean, this is going to take some time, so I'm just going to trim on the outer edge of what I drew and So I got this patch just about where I want it. Piece of paper. And I'm just gonna, we'll go up to the corner here, and we're just gonna trim this how we want it. So you can see it's our edges. So all I did was just do a little edge on there. I'm gonna go on the outside of that edge that I just made. I'm just gonna that's about what I want it to be like. There's my template. Just drew my template on there. I'm just going to cut it out with some tin snips. So, pretty much what I've been doing is, I don't know how well you can see that, I got the bend in there. And when I line that up, you can see that we're getting pretty close to where I want to be. It's really, really close. But it needs, I don't know what it really needs, to be honest. So down here, this needs to be bent more. This is pretty good up top. Needs a little bit of a bend. So right here on my saw here, I got a nice rounded corner. So all I'm doing, it's got a nice rounded surface to it. So that lets me actually keep going back and forth in between here and getting that surface a little bit. Now, I definitely need more of a bend. And where I need that bend, right about in there. So, I'm going to grab my Sharpie. Get that lined up again. It's close. We're getting really close here. But we got quite a bit sticking out. So right about here, so I'm just marking on there exactly where I think it needs just a little bit more of a bend. Because you can, I can't see, but up top here, got just a little bit there. So I'm going to just take it in the vise, just bend it just a hair. That's a lot better. That's a world of a difference better. So it's looking pretty good up top. All I did was just go in the vise, and it just literally a hair. This could get hammered down. I have just a little bit of a slope there. So I'm going to try. Just squeeze that out. It's looking really good. Okay. So all I'm doing now is just tracing on that back just to get it a hair closer here. Now I just want to take that edge, hammer it down. All right. I think that's what I'm looking for. So now I'm gonna do what I did before. I'm gonna take a clamp it where I want it. We're gonna tack weld it. So here we have essentially a patch. I mean, I got some cleanup work to do on it and did 100% there, but I am ecstatic with the way that came out. And I messed up. I mean, I'm still learning here. But for that, I mean, it's right there. What I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to hammer it out and whatnot. And I don't need this big of a patch, so I'll zip cut that out. But now I can actually take this and start welding it together. So I got a nice solid patch. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna go ahead. I have to build that up, but you know, it's how you make a complicated patch like that. Like, how do you start into a finished piece? But I'm really happy with the progress I made on that. No, I can definitely get those to tighten up. So when I put it back on there, but super happy. Now just to finish it. And there's the new piece. There's the new piece all ground up, all ready to go, and now I'm just going to cut and replace.